Hello and welcome to Marketplace Africa. We cover the biggest economic trends impacting the continent. I'm Zain Asher. As many countries in Africa embrace the latest technologies, electronics like smartphones, computers and other gadgets, few have developed plans for managing the resulting waste. And in countries like Rwanda, e-waste is actually also being imported. Now Rwanda's first ever e-waste plant is working to fight waste while creating new job opportunities along the way. Take a look. Sorted, crushed, refurbished. Here in the outskirts of Rwanda's capital, the country's e-waste problem is being reckoned with one gadget at a time.
For dismantling, we do it in two categories, for removing hazardous and non-hazardous equipment.
This is the first e-waste recycling plant of its kind in Rwanda. Born out of a 10-year public-private partnership between the government and the Dubai-based company Enviroserve, this plant has cut 1,648 tons of carbon emissions since operations began last year and has the capacity to dismantle between 7,000 to 10,000 tons of e-waste annually, according to MBERA.
This is the biggest facility in East Africa. When e-waste reaches the factory, we start by doing the sorting. We test and see if they can be refurbished or if they can be totally dismantled and crushed. All those that are no longer useful, they are classified as e-waste. It's a problem, it's a global problem.
53.6 metric tons of electronic waste was generated worldwide in 2019, and that number is predicted to rise to 74 metric tons in the next 10 years, according to the Global E-Waste Statistics Partnership.
Globally, waste is increasing, and it is not only increasing in quantity, but also in its complexity and composition. So what this means is that municipalities and waste management companies are faced with challenges to manage waste because landfills are being overfilled.
Back in 2014, a study by the Rwanda Environment Management Authority determined Rwanda's importation of electronic equipment was growing at a pace of around 6% per year. Fast forward to today's COVID-19 era, businesses purchasing new devices in the new working from home reality will skyrocket e-waste output all over the world. That's according to a report published by Blanco Tech Group last year.
When it comes to waste composition, you have so many elements of compounds within an electronic device, for example, gold, silver, platinum, and name them. And these sort of elements could be extracted and transformed into products.
Since we started operations, we have been able to repair and refurbish more than 5,000 computers, which were sold to schools. We have recycled more than 4,000 tons of e-waste. We have created more than 500 jobs, but also we have started to repurpose batteries, lithium batteries.
Solar equipment and all battery recycling keeps hazardous material out of Rwanda's landfills, but it's also a business opportunity for those in the value chain.
We build a sustainable e-waste ecosystem, for managing e-waste by looking at the whole value chain. Where does the e-waste come from? Who is using a lot of these electronics? But more importantly, by having this embedded in our policies and regulations. As we speak, the environment policy, which was passed in 2019, talks about circular economy. This is a new idea that was added to the environment policy.
Eric is part of the circular economy. As a former employee and graduate of Enviroserve Tech training, he repairs and sells thousands of refurbished equipment while employing 30 young technicians in 2 store locations in Kigali.
When electronics get spoiled, you can go buy parts and replace them. That way, the gadget becomes functional again. I grew up liking electronics, and that's why I took the first step to learn how electronics work so that I can repair them.
Recycling in Rwanda is boosting the local economy and helping the environment. Globally, it could become a $10 billion opportunity, according to the Global Monitor, which calculates that by applying the rate of extraction or raw material, about 17%, to the total e-waste in the world. With a long road ahead, Rwanda's proactive approach is creating awareness in sub-Saharan Africa and is set to foster a cleaner digital future.
I have hope since we're always tech-driven and everything we need is through the use of technology, in this country and around the world. So when things are broken and I'm able to repair it, I feel very happy.
Coming up next, we set sail for the largest shipyard in sub-Saharan Africa. That's next.
The Profit Point, in association with Dangote.
Welcome back. Africa's largest shipyard, Sandok Offshore Shipyards, still holds the record for building the largest ship ever on the African continent. Now the South African company has its sights on another big goal, international expansion. CNN's Eleni Joko sat down with CEO Prasheen Maharaj to talk about their plans to diversify their client base, as well as create an African maritime legacy worldwide.
There's an African proverb that says, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Hi, my name is Prasheen Maharaj. I'm the CEO of Sandok Offshore Shipyards.
You're almost one of the best kept secrets, some would say, on the continent. You're the largest in sub-Saharan Africa, created in 1960, the largest shipyard basically on the continent. Where would you say the true starting point?
SAS has had many starts and stops. The challenge, Elani, about the shipbuilding industry, it's a very volatile industry. I think the shipbuilding industry was neglected. And there was a slow decline until 2003.
Did you re-employ some of the people that actually had lost their jobs, under the previous company?
Yes, very much so. I think when you are a shipbuilder, it's in your blood. So as much as the skills are boiler making, welding, mechanical fitting, and so forth, and those people found jobs in other engineering industries. But the moment they heard the shipyard was open again, they came flocking back. The magic of seeing a plate of steel roll out into this ship that is as big as a football field, it's this most overwhelming feeling, and people get addicted to that feeling.
So I find it fascinating. A company that was basically born in the midst of apartheid, and specifically to ensure South Africans' independence and not relying on global value chains because of sanctions, now being fully 100% Black-owned, 70% of which are Black women. It's truly remarkable to see these kind of numbers, and truly remarkable to see the transformation within your business.
We are in a very competitive environment. So initially we were 60% Black-owned, and then in 2018, when I bought out my partners, we became 100% Black-owned, and then we had Black women investors come in as well. So it happened by design. Any change does not happen voluntarily. Change has to be fought for. People need to have a buy-in for change. So it wasn't organic at all. It was something by design, and we knew that we had to create a new way of doing business.
Take us through some of those opportunities and how you're weighing that up against the potential of a blue and oceans economy.
Our vision is to create the Africa maritime legacy. The approach is not to do acquisitions. The approach is to say every country in Africa has this desire to industrialize. Now, we don't want to recolonize. What we want to do is to play the role of a technology partner. Let us send some of our people to your shipyards and help you build the ships. So we have the shared prosperity, because that is what Africa needs.
Would you say that you're on that path right now, and how profitable are you? I know you've got various divisions within your company, from ship making to ship repairs and even the defense side of things.
The company was a specialist shipbuilding company. We diversified into ship repair as well, because that's where you get more regular work. So you have a balanced portfolio of mega projects and regular maintenance, repair, and overhaul work. Then we also took the view that we should not be only in the commercial market, we should be in the commercial market and the defense market. So we kind of diversified the client base. So we began to re-engineer the business in terms of production efficiency. We employed what is usually used in the motor industry, supply chain management. So we began to take principles of supply chain management that were never used in the shipbuilding industry and began to employ that so that we become globally competitive.
Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
In the next 5 years, we hope to be a listed company because we are part of a bigger group that's involved in defense, aerospace, and marine. So we want to be Africa's most valuable company. We want to see ourselves working with about 15 shipyards on the continent, helping them in a cooperative and collaborative way. We want to see ourselves unlocking the full potential of the inland waterways because that is the space where the foreigners are not playing in, and it's really open for African players to work together. That's where we see ourselves.
That does it for us here on Marketplace Africa. Remember, you can head to our website for our latest stories and keep up with us on social media as well. I'm Zain Asher. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time in the Marketplace.
The Profit Point, in association with Dangote.